Hey everybody, welcome to Mortem, our Dark Ages Chronicle. We use the V5 rule set for this game, and we are in episode 5. So we are tracking down a Cainite murderer who has struck one of the council members. We'll go into kind of a quick recap of everything in just a moment. Just want to thank you for watching this video. If it's your first time here, welcome. We're glad you're here. Please be sure to give this video a like. If you are one of our subscribers, again, thank you again for staying with us and choosing to keep watching our stories. Let's go ahead and jump into meeting our characters, and then we will do a recap and get rolling. So I am going to pick on, let's pick on Matt first.
Well, since I've been absent for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Praetor, the Nosferatu guard, thug, whatever you want to call him. Although that he's no longer in the, I guess, in the driver's seat in this regard.
No. All right, let's meet Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Iskra. She's a vampire that died at 15, and she's afraid of churches for reasons.
She has her reasons. Nanad.
I'm Nanad. I'm playing Mikhail. Went through who is in over his head, and things are not going the way he expected at all.
Okay. And Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm playing Zoya. She's a knight. Sire's one of the Teutonic knights, and she's just out trying to prove herself and doesn't really know much about what's going on. Feels a little in over her head as well.
So everyone does kind of feel some similar, oh shit, I don't know what's going on, which is absolutely normal. And it might get worse, who knows. But let's just kind of do a quick recap from last episode. The Ventru by the name of Roland du Rocher, one of the council members, was found murdered in his bedchambers by a servant. The murder weapon appears to have been a dagger of sorts, because the characters, when they examined the body a little bit closer, did find a tiny mark, incision, and the weapon had been poisoned, turning Roland's blood basically to dust. So he has become basically just this shriveled mess with large pockets of black dust basically just coming from his ears and his eyes, and really kind of nasty stuff. As the characters are newcomers to Venice, and also possessed flowers that they were given by a mysterious girl when they first arrived in the city, the flowers were determined to be the cause of the poison. They are not local to Venice. Apparently they're only found in northern Africa. Nonetheless, Roland was murdered with this poison. The characters were considered prime suspects by the Ventru Lanzo von Sachen, who accused them of plotting against the Ventru to kill him. They stood before Narcissus, the Prince of Venice, who heard Lonzo's case, and admittedly it was a weak case. While the flowers were in the characters' rooms, and someone did see them bringing the flowers in, that was not really enough for the prince to say, okay, this is 100% evidence, and I am not going to charge them in this heinous crime because there is not substantial evidence. What he has said, though, is that the characters have 3 nights, excuse me, to investigate. They do not necessarily have to bring in the murderer, although that would be optimum. But they need proof. They need definite evidence to show who committed this crime. They are not allowed to leave Venice. Any attempt to leave the city is basically an admission of guilt, and a blood hunt will be called upon them. So they have been given 3 nights to begin this investigation. What their choices were to investigate were to examine the body again, but much closer than they had been allowed to the first time. That which they did, and we can go back over that again for the players who weren't here. We can go back over that evidence. Examine the scene of the crime, which is something they did. They did examine the scene of the crime, and there was some evidence that they did uncover in the chambers of Roland. It seemed that a family of ghouls are the caretakers of this section of the cathedral where Cainites stay. And one of them admitted to accidentally letting a stranger into the building. And they basically were like, I'm dead, I let somebody in, but they admitted it, not under any harsh questioning, but they admitted that they had made a mistake and let a stranger into the building. They also did find under Roland's bed the 2 missing fingers. That because when you first examined the body, you did notice he was missing 2 fingers. Those 2 fingers were under the body. Now, whether or not they were broken off on purpose, that you don't know. The other option that is available to the characters is to interview the other Cainites that are here in the cathedral for the council. That would include the various Ventru, the Lasombra. There's also another Lasombra by the name of Khadija. I'm probably saying his name wrong. There is Anna Sigornia, who was the Cainite who had met them when they came off the ship. There are Nosferatu in the city, but they were not at the council. But if there was something that the characters think would be of use, because let's face it, the Nosferatu know just about everything that happened in a city, they can also be contacted. And they may also speak with the prince himself. One thing they did uncover while talking to the ghouls, that the man who did enter the building was a man by the name of Rodrigue de Navarre. They do not know much about him other than his name. And he is someone that apparently once he was in the building, somehow got out as well. So they do not know where he has gone. But that is another kind of thread that's out there in this massive story. So, going to pause here. Probably look to our players who had missed a couple episodes and see kind of what questions you have.
All right. Well, I got the first question. Were the Nosferatu not invited to this particular meeting, or were they invited and just declined to come? Do we know that?
Let me see.
Are we sure there aren't any Nosferatu around?
They did not attend. Whether or not they were not invited, you don't know that.
Okay. That would be something we'd have to check with either the prince or possibly any of the other members present. Although, who did the original inviting for this meeting?
It was funny is high-ranking Cainites throughout Europe sort of invited you.
Right.
Sort of said, I'm sending so-and-so. There was no formal, I need help with this. It was more your sire, or in your case, Sergei said, by the way, I'm sending this person and this person.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So we don't know if they were invited and just were they neglect? I doubt they didn't know this was going on, but they just either were not invited or invited anyway and chose not to come. All right. This whole thing with there was something about, you said we would be told later with the death. You mentioned it at the beginning of your. I forgot what it was about though. The poison.
The flowers, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we all
I do have
flowers.
a question about the flowers.
Sure.
Do we still have the flowers we originally got?
I dropped mine. No.
Yes, but everyone else who brought it in, yes, they're still in your room.
Does anybody?
Yeah, because I'm thinking.
Go ahead,
Well, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think because they're originally from North Africa.
Mhm.
So it takes days, but how long does it take for something to get here from North Africa?
Maybe a couple
It's
days by
probably-
ship.
Yeah.
So flowers don't really last that long.
Well,
So-
these are known as bloodroot. They're also called sanguinaria. Now, I would need probably some herbalism skills or science skills to know kind of, and that's something we had done before. But they are grown in North Africa and Iberia, aka Spain. So, but still a couple days.
Oh, they're grown in Spain as well, so that's.
Uh-huh.
not that
Yes.
long.
Yeah. Spain,
Right.
Spain or North Africa, but still a couple days travel.
Yeah.
So
And there's ways to keep them more or less fresh, especially if we're talking with Vitae. The other thing I had was the poison itself. Just because we had the flowers, doesn't how hard is this poison to make? I mean, you can't just say grind up a petal or something and into water and have poison. It's got to be some sort of complicated process to make this.
Mhm.
So, somebody had to know how to make it, and same kind of thing. Whereas, how potent is it? How long does it stay virile? You can't just take, like I said, you can't just take these flowers and make a poison in an hour. It's going to take some time. So somebody knew how to make this poison, or
Or brought it with
Oh.
them.
huh?
Or brought it with them.
Oh, brought it with them. Yeah, kept it, had it already prepared, and then just put it on the dagger. What color were these flowers? Were they red?
they are. That is a good question. Let me get back.
I think they were white with red veins.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah, correct.
white with large petals veined with red. Yes, good job.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Good memory.
So just because we had the flowers, that could just be a very weak attempt at pointing suspicion our direction. None of us would know how to make this poison.
Right.
Certainly not Iskra or I. I mean, we're not.
No.
we're
Iskra
not-
has no science skills at all whatsoever. So.
Yeah, I neither does Praetor. He's a man who thinks he's a soldier. Although our new compatriots, although we were just introduced to them, I don't know what their backgrounds are other than the assassin, but he's already been cleared.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know how to make it either. I mean, that's not what I do.
I believe you.
Zoya finds the use of poison entirely dishonorable. That is not how she would.
All's fair in love and war, baby. That would be Praetor's motto if he knew of such a thing. Yeah, but the thing is, again, the point is nobody here would know how to make it.
Right.
So either our intrepid assassin brought it with him, or somehow you took one of the flowers, perhaps Iska's drop flower, and then took it and made the poison for it. But again, this strikes me as a complicated poison to make. It doesn't sound like it can be done quickly. We've only been here, what, a day, 2 at most?
Maybe 2, yeah.
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 So my suspicion is the assassin brought it with him. The flowers are nothing more than a very cheap way to cast suspicion upon us. I would doubt anybody at even poison making is not your everyday skill. It's not something you get apprenticed to usually right away. It's someone with a lot of time and or money on their hands.
totally in home ec, you know. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Totally.
Well,
Yeah,
if you cook it bad enough, it could be poison.
it could be. Yes.
And if you
Right.
add enough cheese, it might still be edible.
Yeah. But Vivi said that he doesn't murder people unless he gets paid, and he hadn't
Right.
got paid, is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and yeah, he strikes me as that being a major sticking point for him. I'm not going to kill anybody unless I get paid, unless his own life were involved as form of defense and all. But
Right, that's different.
that wasn't the case here, clearly. And he had no reason. We lack motive. We have no
Right.
interest in killing any of these people, but they don't
No.
impact us.
Right.
So we lack means. Well, we don't lack means. We lack motive.
Maybe we should take a look at the body, because I'm also wondering why the fingers were broken up, because you said in the room there was no signs of a struggle.
Right.
Yeah, so
Correct.
tentatively, our plan last sesh was to put guards on the body, go investigate the crime scene, then go investigate the body, and then once we had as much information as we could gather, then start interviewing council attendees.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Yeah, I'm
because
curious about the whole two fingers thing too. If there was no struggle, how did that happen?
Were they broken off? Were they?
They're broken
cut
off. They were
or-
under the bed.
Right, but it was broken off, like ripped off or cut off with a blade.
I think it was.
Or
It looked like.
leveraged off.
More like crumbled off.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can
so
see it,
they
but
fell off
yeah.
after he was dying.
yeah,
Perhaps,
I guess. Uh-huh.
Could they have just fallen off and rolled under the bed?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Actually being.
What did we
intentionally
find in
removed.
the room? I mean, there were no signs of struggle. Did we find any? I don't know, anything else besides the dead body and the
Any-
fingers?
Any papers, notes, anything like that?
We weren't really looking for that because Vivi kept wanting to pick up everything. So, he wanted to take the fingers to the council immediately. Like, you're going to be criminalized if you do this. Don't do this. Leave it there. Don't touch it.
They wisely talked him into not touching anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't
Are there any?
spirit touch.
I'm actually looking for conspicuously what's not there, because, like I said, are there any papers, or is it like? Because he was coming here for a major meeting, I would be very surprised if he didn't have any notes or plans.
We
Or
didn't
any
look
personal-
for that.
They didn't really look for anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
He has a
You
good
could
point.
check it out
that-
if you want to.
yeah.
check-
You have
Look
access.
around, see
Mhm.
Let's at
if
least
there's
see what
any
he's
papers,
left
anything
behind.
suspiciously missing.
Yeah, you guys could have been looking for that while the Iskra
Yeah.
and Vivi were focused on the body. I was actually,
Mm,
I didn't even,
yeah.
I don't think I even went into the room. I stayed out in the hallway.
Yelling at the ghouls.
Yeah. Admonishing the ghouls, or
Admonishing,
gently
yeah.
persuading the ghouls.
Yes, keep telling yourself that.
You weren't there. That's what
You
happened.
don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, can I look around for any papers or anything that
yeah,
looks like it
I
was
want to take a
removed?
look too. At least
Okay,
see
so-
what, like you said, is there something amiss in the whole scene, like something that should be there that isn't?
Okay. So we're kind of taking a step back then, so that Mihail and Praetor are now going to the crime scene.
Okay.
Okay. All right. When you were there, the chamber is much nicer, much more opulent than either of you have stated. Not that yours were bad, but this is obviously more of the
Step
VIP level. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking at his chamber, there is basically just a basic bed there with some sheets. There is on the bed spots of this black ash-like material, which apparently poured out of his body, that stained the bed. There is a table with a chair. Almost, you would think just like a writing table, perhaps, and some simple, luggage. We'll call it for the time. Otherwise, there's really nothing in the room. You really have no way of telling if anything's been touched or not because you didn't see it before the murder.
Yeah.
Nothing looks disheveled, like the the trunk or whatever has been opened and there's papers laying all over.
Yeah. Stuff hasn't been ransacked.
Okay, well, I'm going to check if what's in the trunk
Okay.
or the baggages.
Okay. You open it up. You find changes of clothes. There are some scrolls or whatever we want to call them, some written documents. Nothing that is Praetor looking through there as well?
I will assist in whatever. Like, I don't know if we need two sets of hands in there or not.
Okay. Okay. I would allow you to make. Let's see. That would probably be investigation.
What language is everything in?
French.
Does anybody speak French?
No.
We did say, actually, you guys weren't here last. Christina went into the room with Iskra and
she speaks French.
And Vivi, because she has a really high medicine and investigation stuff, and she speaks French.
Okay.
So,
Well, Christina spoke Italian also, right?
yeah, she speaks. I think it's Italian and French.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it is in French. So
investigation plus
help us
something.
read it.
Investigation plus intelligence.
Okay.
But if you don't speak French, it's
hang on,
going to
let's
be
see.
it's going to be difficult. So
Oh, she also speaks Latin.
okay.
Did I roll that? I think I did.
Let's
Well,
see.
no,
That
I
was
rolled.
Nahel.
Was that
Okay.
Mahale? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, two successes, possible but still failure.
It's a possible bestial failure. So for Mahel. Praetor, one success.
Yeah.
Words.
Not much.
Yeah. If Zoya, if you want to have Christina take a look.
Okay. That's you said it was an intelligence plus
And investigation, please.
investigation. Okay,
Yeah.
so that would be a 3. All right, so she would have a 5. Her pool would be 5. I'm just gonna pick anything random that would give me that number. Is that our?
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. As long as you get the right number of dice, I don't
Yeah.
care. So
Okay, so that
sounds terrible.
Sure.
that would give me
Just
5
like
dice.
manually add dice.
Yeah. Oh, force.
Wow.
That was brawl and dexterity. So, oh no,
Yeah.
you were just trying to roll 5 dice.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just wanted to roll 5 dice. I just think something that would add up to
It
5.
beats up the paperwork, okay?
Yeah. Damn. What are you trying to say? No. Yeah, she really just kind of reads through it and she's like, this is pretty much just standard contracts, talking about some correspondence with bringing in foodstuffs and materials for the for some of the incoming crusaders. He apparently was doing some business, kind of had his finger in the pie, which many Cainites do. That's why you're here, because you're all involved in making some money off the crusade. But nothing that says, I think someone's watching me. I think I'm about to be murdered, or nothing of real sustenance that would or substance that would link into a murder. So.
And I'll also look for hiding spots, like check under the mattress for loose boards and kind of thing.
Okay. Flip it up. Nothing there.
Just in case he had. Well, here's a Cainite. Kind of just assume everybody has.
Yeah, no. Now again, they did say that someone, this Rodrigue, had been in the building. So if there was anything,
name.
yeah.
Nobody knows that name.
No.
Rodrigue, what?
Rodrigo de Navarre. But if you have contacts, I would allow people to roll their contacts and work through your contacts to now it'll probably take like a day
Right.
to go through
Well,
the contacts.
here's my thought then: if somebody does have contacts and wants to check them out, at the same time, I would go to try to find the Nosferatu.
Okay.
And see what they know about, not necessarily even the murder, but like what do they know about this whole situation, as far as like the crusade and you know what how do they feel about it? How do they, you know, did the prince snub them? Maybe you know, it might give us at least some pointers. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I'm not going to be any good in any social investigation, I'm gonna go talk to my peeps.
I have contact level 1. Does anyone else have it?
I have.
Yeah, I have some contacts 1 as well, so I can probably.
I have
speak.
3 contacts, and I don't remember who they were from before.
Because I was thinking one of us could investigate the Rodrigo, but one of us could maybe try to get information on the woman who, like, with the flowers at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I guess let's pick who wants to do what. So,
Go ahead.
I was thinking investigate Rodrigo. I can probably got like friends in low places.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is what you might need in this case.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
And I'm looking for even lower places in the sewers. So.
There you go.
All right. So Mihail is going to use his contacts. Praetor, I'm going to assume you're using your contacts to contact the Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Zoya and Iskra, did you want to try to find out who the woman was? Who with the flowers?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with that. And what I'm going to do is you're going to make a you're going to use your contacts, so they are going to be like part of your role essentially. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking like what would maybe might make sense is because her husband was a merchant, and it, you know, maybe it was just like another merchant that came through or that he traded with or something. Maybe she knows that way. That makes sense.
Okay.
What I'm going to say is you've got your let's go with your wits plus whatever your level of contacts is.
All right, wits plus.
So Iskra, I think, has 3.
Yeah, I have 3, but I just don't know which thing I'm supposed to put.
You may be able to just choose like wits, or choose like something and wits.
Okay.
And then we'll make sure you're rolling 6 dice.
Wits and I don't know. Resolve, maybe?
Well, you know what? There we go.
No? Okay.
Well, let's see what you got.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
that's
you get
6 dice.
yeah, which is what we wanted, was 6 dice. Yeah.
Okay, got 6 dice. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You do find that there are a lot of back in this day they would have called them gypsies. Who roam the city, and sometimes roam the docks. You're not able to narrow down particularly which woman was selling flowers. There are sometimes people roaming around selling things. The one thing you did find out is the woman had mentioned to you that it was a tradition that when ships came in to greet them, give them these flowers. You had sort of heard this later, but you confirmed that's bullshit. Nobody goes around offering flowers. So based on this, you would be able to tell your coterie, hey, somebody was looking for us. Like somebody knew who we were, and that's why they gave us those flowers.
Okay, so I'm going to share that with everybody. Be like,
who knew
this was a lie. This was a lie. They don't have a tradition to this. I think they were out to get us.
Who knew we were coming anyway?
Well, the prince would have known you were coming, and you don't know who else might have found out. There might have been ghouls involved, who were in charge of setting up the house. An old expression: loose lips sink ships. But someone knew you were coming.
I'd like to find out who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing we forgot to check is look at the body, but
Okay, we're gonna go through your contacts rolls and all that stuff first. So, okay, now, Zoya, you were kind of doing something similar.
Yeah, probably from a different angle. I'm gonna browse first. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I should do that too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. And just do it. What I get?
Help.
Okay.
All right. This is probably not gonna go great, but
I don't know what mine said. I can't read the dice.
You succeeded.
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
No hunger.
No hunger.
You can always use the chat messages to tell you what the successes were. So you don't have to worry about reading the dice
All right, that's a good idea.
because they disappear anyway. So
they do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
okay. I'm gonna roll politics plus wits, but that's just to give me the right the right number of dice. But that was very lucky. But
you also find that tradition was bullshit, but you don't find out much more than Iskra did, going through your contacts. But they are like, well, that's really unusual. We've never heard of anybody doing that. So,
All right.
and they don't know if anyone's selling those flowers.
not in the last 2 nights, no.
No.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of people coming and going.
Right.
Yeah.
Big city.
And there are women walking around selling things. I mean, baskets of fruit, and so it'd be very hard. You probably would have needed about 4 or 5 successes to go, oh, I remember that lady. She was wearing a red and black cloak, and she walked with a limp, and she,
Right.
to go. But then even from that, they'd be looking around going, well, we don't know where she is tonight. So it's whoever it was very clever and got in and out, and found you guys and disappeared. So okay, let's go with Mihail next. So you are reaching out with your contacts.
yes, and I'm going to rouse to boost my wits because they're a bit low.
Okay.
Not a bit low.
Okay.
Rouse.
Okay.
I've got wits plus 1, whatever it is.
Okay.
And 2 because I roused.
Lordy.
3
Okay.
successes.
Your friends in low places. Well, definitely tell you that not everyone in Venice is real thrilled about about this possible crusade coming through here, and you also hear just faint whispers of, that maybe somebody doesn't want all of this to succeed, because there are people of Egyptian descent who live in Venice.
Has anybody heard of the name Rodrigue de Navarre?
They do. They actually have heard of him. And let me get that for you. They've heard that he is some kind of do-gooder. That he is new to Venice, and asks a lot of questions. He seems to be investigating the darkness. He's some kind of do-gooder, and that he rents a small series of rooms in a boarding house that he shares with a couple other people. He kind of roams around the docks, some of the bars, like he's looking for trouble to uncover.
Does anybody know where he is now?
The last they knew of him was that was where he was staying.
Can I get the address from them?
They don't.
They would have initial equivalent is the address.
Yeah. They have an idea where it is. They don't know the exact address. But they can give you a description of him.
Okay.
Good enough.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Memorize that, and so I also have a rough idea of the area and descriptions.
Yeah. You've got an idea where it is. I mean, you've narrowed it down to like about a block. I mean, not he's somewhere in Venice. No, I mean, you know about a block where he is, and you know what he looks like. So.
Okay. Well, how many boarding houses can be on a block?
Probably not many. So, and we'll get back to you in just a little bit.
That'll probably take a while anyway.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is this is probably gonna take up the rest of the first night. Is you guys going and talking to people? You have 3 nights, so this is basically filling up the first night. Okay. With your contacts, Praetor, do you want to make your roll?
Yeah, let's see what I do here. Okay, 1.
You
and basically I'm looking for the Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
If there are, assuming there are some.
Yep. You do know, and you do find out there are Nosferatu in the city, and they are led by a gentleman named Niccolo.
Niccolo Machiavelli.
Yeah. A little early for that, but
yeah, just a wee bit.
But you would be able to find out where he is. You would probably need to, when you get there, sort of announce yourself. Give the handshake.
Give the secret handshake.
Exactly. But you would be able to probably find Niccolo.
Okay. So once I sit down or wherever we're meeting with him, ask him, I'm not going to waste your time. I assume you know about this meeting about the Crusades. Were you invited or did you decline to attend?
I declined to attend. The crusade is a foregone conclusion. It will happen.
Agreed.
No one's going to share their money with our kind. We deal in information, not money.
Fair. You have also perhaps then heard that someone died this evening. Or yesterday, whichever day it was.
That did come to us. We understand that there was a murder within the prince's compound.
There was indeed.
What can you tell me?
I can provide you more information about it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. And he is.
Burns.
He is. I'm gonna say basically looks like Monty Burns, a little more shriveled. But he and he says, "What can you tell me about it?"
I can tell you that it was a Ventru. Was it Roland?
Yeah, Roland du Rocher.
Roland de Rocher. Roland de Rocher, a Ventru merchant of some kind, I suppose, who was... I'm not sure of his position on the crusade. We didn't get to talk much, but he was murdered in a strange fashion. And I was wondering that if I give you such information, would you perhaps be able to enlighten me on what may have, if you have any information about what killed him or who killed him, if you've heard that.
As to who killed him, I do not know. I know that the Prince's ghouls are not as efficient as they should be, and strangers get into the cathedral, including some of our own kind, we need to check in on things. You understand how it is.
I do.
You're not invited to the party, but
yeah. Were any of us within the cathedral this evening or last evening, whichever?
I can say that I was in the building.
Interesting. He was killed using some sort of poisoned blade with... And do we know the name of this poison?
It is called bloodroot.
Bloodroot, okay. So he was killed by a blade that was coated in bloodroot, flowers of which were placed in my quarters, among others, as to throw suspicion our direction. But clearly this was a plant. See what I did there? No, so we had been tasked by the prince to uncover the murderer. This is not your onus, but rather mine. And if you happen to hear of any news, I would be grateful for it. I am also looking for a man who was inside the cathedral as well. What was the guy's name who snuck in?
Rodrigue de Navarre.
Okay. Rodrigo de Navarre. Do you know of him?
The name is familiar. A troublemaker of sorts. I did see him prowling around the outside of the building.
Well, he made his way in.
Seems he was successful.
Yes. My suspicion is that he is our assassin, but I have no proof of that yet. Only that he was present and Aventru is dead. We have no way yet to connect him to the poison or to the blade.
Navarre seems a fool in my estimation. He is no crusader. So how he found his way to the cathedral puzzles me. But I did spot him outside. But typically mortals do not know of our fair prince's compound. So perhaps he was led there by someone.
He's mortal then.
Yes.
Not one of us concealing their identity.
No, he is a mortal. Again, a troublemaker who sticks his nose into things.
Troublemakers.
Yes.
But he sticks his nose in places it's not wanted.
Yes.
Very.
And he will describe him to you, Rodrigo de Navarre's. He will give you his appearance, and that he could do a little more digging to find out where he lives, but he really didn't. He thought it was unusual that this guy was there. But was more interested in kind of his own reconnaissance of kind of getting in, getting back out. So I would...
No, that's fair. I would expect nothing less.
I would trust you, brother, to not share my my exploration of the prince's compound with anyone.
Of course not. I would not reveal that. If the prince does not already suspect that the Nosferatu have infiltrated his palace, then he is a fool.
Well, let's just keep it that way.
Agreed. Very well. If you happen to come across anything, I am staying within the prince's apartments for visitors. Send someone, or send me a note, or communicate with me in whatever way you see fit. I only have 2 days. 2 more days. So unless you move quickly, it may be for naught, and I have no way to pay you directly for such information, only my gratitude. But if it keeps me alive, then I may see what I can do for you at a future time.
You hear some rats like squeaking around his feet, and he's like, I will send a messenger if I come across anything.
Very well. I can talk to them.
Okay.
I don't like doing it, but I can talk to him. I'm not good at it, but I can.
Okay.
All right, so I will. If he finds anything, I'm happy for it, but I don't expect him to. This is short notice and not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Nosferatu work better when they have a lot of time.
So we're going to say that probably wraps up night 1. So what we're going to do is, unless you guys have anything you want to do before the morning, please let me know now.
Well, I assume we trade information when we all get back.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is do you trade information? Do you guys basically stay out as late as you can, and then plan to trade information the following evening?
Praetor wouldn't. He would go back and see what the others have learned.
Okay.
If nobody's back, then he would wait until. He would insist on an exchange early, as soon as everyone is together.
Okay. Yeah, because basically you guys are all out on your own thing.
In different directions.
Right, exactly. The rest of the evening. So, okay. All right. So, do you want to speak before laying down for the day?
Yes.
Okay. We will do that then. You gather back at the at your little chambers, and you are not under guard anymore. You are able to freely walk around, but I would assume Zoya probably keeps her girls by the door again to keep anyone barging in.
You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, my dogs are barking.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
I thought it was Tom's dogs.
We left the girls guarding the body, right, so that it doesn't get tampered with. But I could grab one of them and have them stand outside the door while we're talking too.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on things.
Yep.
I would say, I would. So that's
So the Nosferatu, I will say the Nosferatu were invited, but they declined to attend. I did find out that this Rodrigo de Navarre, bit of a troublemaker. And to the Nosferatu, at least it seems he is a mortal being. Able to walk about the daylight, I suppose. They knew nothing of the Bloodroot, which, not a surprise. My kind doesn't tend to deal in such things. I didn't ask about the flowers, but when I figured the poison angle was moot, I figured the flower angle was also moot.
Well, I've also found out a bit more about Rodrigo de Navarre. It seems that he is staying in a boarding house not far from here. And if he is mortal, that will make it a lot easier for him to come in during the day.
Yeah.
Right.
I will share my description of him and see if it matches Mikael's.
Does it?
It does.
Yeah, okay.
I just want an observation. Obviously, this was done by a mortal, probably under the instruction of Canine, because if it's done during the day, then...
Well,
it was night when we found him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, and he hadn't been, we don't know how long this poison takes to act. We also don't know how long this poison, lasts. Is it,
also,
is it still viable in his body?
Oh.
He was Rodriguez was seen by the ghoul coming in at night. So.
Okay. Yeah. So his target would have been alive, which doesn't make a lot of sense if he's mortal, because a canine could have easily overpowered him. But again, there was no struggle, so he snuck in. Ventru aren't known for enhanced senses as canines, are they?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
although
unless
I thought we had figured out that he was murdered when he was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was still in his bed, whatever he was doing,
right,
whatever he was using when he got killed. So the guy, he could have easily snuck in, stabbed him with the poison blade, and then left. The blade wasn't left behind, was it?
We didn't see one.
Okay.
Should we check the body? Because yes.
Well, we did. Vivi and I went in to sort of check, but
we were going to do another examination of the body just to see if we missed anything. But...
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go check the body again.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt, but I don't know that we're going to find anything new.
See.
I was worried. My concerns would be: A, is this poison still viable inside him? Like, once it's done its job, is it inert? What happens is there something still inside? Is some poison still inside him?
Don't know.
Yeah,
You
I mean, it
need
would
some
require a
heavy
little more
science.
dissection.
Yeah,
I
some
don't know
heavy
anything about science.
Some heavy science or occult.
Yeah.
To discern
Well,
these
I
things.
do
So
have
if
two
you want to call your
occults,
local
so-
Tremere, you can.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, do we have a local Tremere?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Have a bit of
probably.
occult.
There might
Always
be.
some.
Oh, I have a little bit of occult. I have 2
Yeah.
dots.
So do I.
I have
Try
1
it.
dot, so
And
let's
you,
take a look at the
and
body.
you did know someone from the Order of Hermes. Although I think he basically told you, I never want to see you again. So
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So
No,
what do
I
I do if
forgot
I
about him. Yeah.
I don't remember that one
he'd come
either.
in real
You
handy.
stay in your circle, I'll stay in mine.
Yeah. He was like, basically, we're good. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So if I'm gonna roll occult, what do I do? Just roll occult and then something else?
Occult and probably intelligence.
Okay.
So you are examining the body once more.
Yeah, I want to take another look
Yeah.
myself and
I'm
using
also-
my occult.
So occult and intelligence.
We'll all gather around the body.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Rolling now.
Okay.
Not much.
I got 3, you got 2.
I got 2. Mm-hmm.
So you.
Okay, I'm going to rouse again to increase my intelligence and then roll.
Okay.
Get hungry.
Getting hungry. Might
100.
need a little
103.
snack before you go to bed. So.
I mean, again, I could roll for one of my, for Christina, but I don't know. She's outside, though. I'd have to take. We wouldn't have our guard.
Oh.
Right. Does it work?
Well, he got a possible bestial failure.
Okay.
3 successes, so I'm not sure that.
Well,
Uh,
you, from what you can tell, it looks like from all of you, kind of combining your
Yeah.
Wonder Twin powers, that it doesn't look like the poison is still active. It basically just turns the vitae to dust. Now, whether or not you'd want to pick it up, rub it on your fingers, smell it, is up to you. But it looks like it's done. Now
It's
his
inert.
body, his body is becoming a dark brown color now. All the underlying muscle is withered. He almost looks like mummified.
Wow.
So again, you think if you handled the body too much, other parts of it might start to break off,
Yeah.
such as the fingers that had broken off, and
They're
you just see them.
still under the bed, I think.
Yeah, you guys left them there. The
Oh,
body
they
is in
still-
another room, though, in
Okay.
another
Okay.
part of the compound.
Okay.
Basically somewhere where everybody can see him. Now with that possible bestial failure, though, the hell, you do want to touch the dust. You're like, it's poison, it's death. Your beast is, we must know what this torturous death felt like.
Oh, no.
And
Uh-oh.
oh, you bailed out on us. Okay.
I'm going to actually try and rub a bit between my fingers
Yes.
and smell it.
Yeah,
See what happens.
Oh, boy. I don't know about that.
You can basically snort mummy dust.
Yeah, right. I can see.
I actually used to eat mummies, so that's not that sounds like a...
Well, the whole mummification thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
it's
Let's
What does it
see.
smell like? Do I need to make a stamina roll?
No. Yeah, I actually would like a stamina and survival roll, please.
Wow. No survival, but we have stamina at least.
Okay. Oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
It is delightful. You pick up handfuls of it and begin to lick it off your palm.
I actually start snorting it.
Yes.
Oh god!
Are you okay there, Mikhail?
Maybe you shouldn't.
You must try
do
this.
that.
It's amazing.
Could you give me another stamina and survival roll? If you do not succeed, you're going to start taking damage.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh,
Another
God.
possible bestial failure, but a success roll too.
All right. You begin to stagger around. You do not take any damage, but you kind of hunch over, and you see his eyes are like bloodshot. Like there's these streaks of black and red
Oh no!
through his eyes. And the beast within you is, I must feed. Now I feel so powerful on death. Find us something. The small girl there.
Uh
And he turns his eyes on Iskra. Now,
oh! Don't try me.
I will need you can spend willpower points to
Okay.
resist this.
Okay, I'll spend the willpower.
Okay.
Call a ghoul.
okay.
Can we actually rush out and find more of the ghouls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'd be a better choice because Iskra is going to just rough you up if you try.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Spend some willpower. Okay. You guys know that Mihail now needs night before he goes off and really hurts somebody. So we'll say he heads back. He grabs one of the ghouls, one of the family ghouls, unfortunately, and probably drains him to death. No one sees him do this, but eventually the next morning they will find, or next evening they will find a husk, which could lead to some questions. So you're going to have some challenges, Mihail, when you wake up. But you chose to taste the dust and taste it some more, so you pay the consequences.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay, we're
I
at an
suppose I have
hour.
a good place to dispose of the body. I mean, it is Venice.
Under the bed,
No.
you know.
Yeah, just,
Nobody will notice.
Yeah, our fingers are under beds. Nobody seems to notice there. So, housekeeping's not really sweeping. So,
Right.
Okay,
Mm.
so
Is there a canal nearby? Oh no, but the problem is, how do I get it out of the building?
well, the sun is coming up. So if you would like to rush to try to dispose of a body in a canal before the sun comes up, I would like to see you roll for it.
Oh my!
Okay, I assume I'm on hunger 0 now because
You just
yeah,
fed.
yeah.
Yes.
okay, I'm actually going to try and rush. Well, can I also sneak? I also need to sneak out, or is it?
No.
No, they let us. They said we could come and go as long as you don't leave the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you
I'm
gotta-
talking about carrying a body out.
Yeah, well,
that's
that's-
what-
It's suspicious.
I will ask you again. Are you sure you want to do this? You can hide the body under the bed and deal with it in the evening.
Yeah, okay, I'll hide it under the bed.
Okay.
It's
All right.
one of those beds which has like things falling over the sides. So.
We'll say that, yeah. Because I really didn't want to have to make you make rolls to start dodging sunlight.
Right.
Especially me.
Yeah, I believe you take double damage from
Yes.
sunlight. So, okay. So you chose the rational course. Okay.
Stuff him under the bed, which is
Yeah. Okay.
Housekeeping.
You just see somebody walks in like there's this arm sticking out like so.
He just
Ignore
see
that.
it under.
Actually, given the location within the cathedral that we're in, the servants are probably like, not again.
That's true. Probably like.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
thank God it wasn't me. I'm the soul.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. Everybody rises for the evening. I would like a rouse check from everyone, please.
Okay.
Can I feed during the night?
During the night or the day?
or when I wake up, or
When you
before
wake
I go
up,
to bed,
yes.
whichever. It doesn't.
You could,
Okay.
but I'll still want a rouse check, so it's
Okay.
gonna
Oh,
probably
okay.
negate itself.
I'm at 2 hunger now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Did
Absolute
we all
zero.
fail?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we all
Yep.
did.
Okay. All right.
I'm nice and full, so I'm the only one who didn't fail.
All right, so you guys arise for the evening. Zoya, you can if you wanted to feed again, you can, or
Okay.
it's up to you. But I need to, once you are done, I would like to know what the plan for the evening, day or night 2 rather.
Yeah. All right. So I think we've exhausted a lot of our external angles, so to speak. We've checked with the locals. We've checked with the Nosferatu. Short of interviewing the visiting guests, we only have one other lead, which is this mortal who snuck in. We could try to check him out. We have a location. We have a name. We could. My concern is that if we send 4 of us, it's going to look like overkill.
Right.
You
Yes.
know.
Some of you are stealthy,
I agreed. I am stealthy.
and
I
Iskra
can
is
follow-
actually very stealthy.
Very
now.
stealthy.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
stealthy, and so what I'm suggesting is perhaps Iskra and I, who work well together,
Oh, yes, we have.
go
Years.
stealthily approach this Yutz, while the
Yes.
2 more sociable of you interview the guest. I don't really care who you start with, but see if there's any, I guess we want to find out if there's any real motive for killing this guy. We don't know who he was liked by or not liked by. So it might be worth investigating that.
Yeah.
I assume the no leaving Venice applied to the guests who were here as well, like Tommaso and.
Nope,
No.
just you. Just
us.
you.
Oh, just us.
We have to
Okay.
stay in
Yep.
Venice. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it?
So
Maybe we should ask.
find out if anybody's
nobody's
left. Yeah. And then talk to whomever you can. Who assuming the smart plan would be to stay because running would make you look guilty. So I'm assuming they're all here. They don't want to look guilty unless the guilty party is here and wants to leave. Who knows?
I don't know.
Why don't Iskra and I go find this Rodrigo guy?
Yeah.
The Navarro, right? Or Navarre.
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 Gabe Petty?
Italian versus Spanish, basically.
Yeah, Italian
Okay.
versus Spanish.
Mhm.
Let's stealth approach him
Okay.
if we can, assuming we can. We're
Yeah, we
good
can.
at that.
Yep.
And then see what he might know. Follow him around for part of the night and
Freak
see
him
what
out.
he's up to. Huh?
Freak him out.
Yeah, but 2 of us is less of a freak out than 4 vampires. showing
Yes,
up.
true.
Especially
yes.
2 more stealthy,
Right.
like from the shadows. Like we know what you did.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Iskra's
just
got
in.
4 dots in stealth, so
I think Praetor is 3 because he has obfuscate out the yin yang, so he can make it a lot easier to sneak around.
Okay, so we're gonna have that going on.
okay.
Yeah,
But
we're splitting the
Zoya-
party.
We're
Yep,
splitting the party.
And Zoya and Mihail, what would you like to do?
I think we speak to. Was Tommaso Ronaldo's I don't know.
No,
Companion,
it
or-
was Lonzo. The Ventru are Lonzo, who was your chief accuser. There was Amri, who is one of Lonzo's aides, and Roland was one of his other aides. They are all still available to meet with. Tommaso had originally agreed that he thought you guys were guilty, but has sort of backed off on that, given that there isn't a whole lot of evidence. Yeah, Tommaso is Alessandra, and you would be able to meet with him if you chose to.
I'm actually kind of interested in meeting with. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce their name right, but Khadija.
Yes. Yeah, you can meet with him. He is the Muslim delegate. So, and he had sort of sided with you guys, saying, "Hey," he was one of the first people to speak up for you, like, "Hey, there's not a whole lot of evidence saying that these guys, that these guys did it. So
Lucita might also be someone interested.
Mhm.
Yeah, although she is not allowed to speak.
Yeah, they didn't let her talk.
they did not let her speak. No. Okay.
But that was in the presence of Tommaso. Alone, she might talk
Yeah.
about who knows
Right,
what.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are the two of you going to go together, or are you going to, like, Zoya's going to talk to one person, Mihail's going to
I
talk to
think-
somebody else, or?
Well, Zoya can be very persuasive and intimidating at times. But I think we were going to also,
There you go.
I don't know about Mihail, but we were also going to try to rely on Vivi's investigation skills if possible.
I could technically roll for him, if you guys like. He's.
I know, it's always risky taking Vivi into a social situation.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
is
it's a little bit
there's
risky.
sorry, Diver. Vivi's sitting this one out. I can play him as I think he is, and probably get him killed.
Yeah, but we want this to be subtle,
Yeah.
and Vivi's not subtle.
No, with,
Mhm.
no, with Vivi,
No.
it's like he's like, I want to come out. Vivi, look at this pretty painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so you guys are gonna then talk to people together.
Yeah, I think maybe we should separate because I think Lucita might speak to you one-on-one.
Okay. Okay. I'm okay with splitting up. I just want to get
Mhm.
basically the logistics.
Because I don't, because I don't think Tommaso might be worth speaking to. I think Lorenzo might know something, but I don't know if he'll actually speak to us or not because he believes that we killed Ronaldo. So
Okay.
We'll
We'll
get
start
anything else.
with Zoya then. Okay. So, who did you want? You wanted to speak with Khadija, or you want to talk to Lucida?
Yeah. I think I might try talking to Lucida. I think it might be better if Mihail tries to talk to Khadija, but
Okay.
I'll speak to
Okay.
I don't. You said he's Muslim, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Middle Ages, he wouldn't want to talk to a woman.
Most likely not, but it is you can try. So.
But yeah, so I think
in
maybe
that sense,
I'll,
more open-minded.
yeah, I'll try talking to Lucita, and maybe Mihail can try talking to.
Okay.
And then yeah, because I mean we have him, and then Lonzo, Henri, Tommaso.
Okay.
There's also Anna, and there's also Guillermo. I think those are our.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the princess's lackeys, kind of. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Lucida agrees to speak with Zoya, and kind of takes her aside so they can kind of find a place to speak privately. You do notice that Lucida kind of waves her hand as she's kind of bringing you close to her to talk, and there is a shadow that kind of just seems to drift over the two of you. And she says it's not entirely soundproof, but it will keep prying eyes from seeing us speak together. Basically the gist of what, unless you have a specific question, I'm going to basically just give you the gist of what she can tell you. Is if that's okay.
I was just gonna lead with that. She looked kind of disappointed during the proceedings.
Yeah. Basically, Tommaso's an ass and doesn't value my opinion. When I have actually seen quite a bit. I am the child of the Archbishop of Madrid, and am a capable canine in my own right. I cannot help you directly, and I cannot act, and I would never act against my clan. But I can tell you that bloodroot poison is very rare. It's deadly to handle, and only a skilled assassin would dare use it. Whoever this murderer is not some simple thug. They're a trained killer with remarkable abilities. And she kind of pauses there to kind of let you ask another question if you would like.
You've been here amongst these people longer than we have. Who would you see as having the motive?
The people who would be most skilled at this kind of job would probably be the Assamites, Banu Hakim, we call them in the newer version. I've seen their handiwork in Spain, and I would think that they're probably at work in Venice as well. They can be paid killers, but typically they serve their clan by eliminating targets who would potentially threaten them.
Would they use a mortal?
I doubt it. Highly doubtful. They really take care of things themselves. They're consummate professionals. So I doubt a mortal would be used by them. And then she's kind of like, okay, that's about all I can help you with, but just watch your back. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
watch
too.
your back. Yep. Now I'm going to jump over to Mahal. So who did you want to speak to?
Khadija?
To Lucida?
No, Khadija.
Oh, Khadija. I'm sorry. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if you can find him.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, they're willing to speak with you. So, and again, La Sombra, they kind of pull you off somewhere. Kind of do the magic shadow bubble.
I do. I don't suppose I know appropriate Muslim introduction. Probably I might, because
does he speak Arabic?
No, I don't.
Okay, then you say hi. He says howdy.
He says howdy. That's impressive. First of all, I thank him for actually supporting us during the hearing.
Of course.
He was the first one to come to our aid. And I'm wondering, do you have any thoughts on this matter? Did you know Ronaldo?
I did not know him personally. I do not know why he would have been targeted. And I doubt highly that it, and it already seems like the prince has already dismissed any charges against you. But there's obviously a murderer in our presence who knows ways to kill our kind quickly and rather quietly.
Do you know anything about this bloodroot poison?
He does not, no.
Okay.
He's like, I now know about it, though. You know.
But so how? But I mean, what is your plan here? Because I see that you're I mean, I assume you're not a supporter of the...
He's like, I represent my clan's interests in the Holy Lands. The need for these Christians to purge the followers of Islam is abhorrent to me. But I did not come here purposely to scuttle the crusade. If anything, try to peaceably talk that is there a need for further bloodshed? This would be the Fourth Crusade.
Yes.
And we just go back and forth, trading the same lands. We'd be much smarter to share our resources and, share the wealth, essentially.
I'm just going to try something like, do you know Rodrigue de Navarre? And I'm actually watching closely to see if there's a reaction at the name.
You can roll, yeah. Let's see, probably wits and wits and awareness, we'll say.
Okay.
Oh, just give me, wits and insight. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to rouse.
Okay.
Oh, I'm doing well with my rouses.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's a very, very nutritious ghoul.
Wits and insight, please. Oh.
Dang.
Oh,
You can tell 5 successes. You can tell from his face, he never heard of the guy. Honestly, he's just never. He's like, who?
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you very much. I'll take a look
course.
and find somebody else to talk to. I don't know if you want to move on to
okay.
the sculptors.
Okay. I'm gonna move back to Zoya. So,
Okay.
who would you like to speak to? You're on mute.
You're muted.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna try to talk to the other Ventru. That seems like
Okay.
maybe I'll have some luck there
Yep.
with. So.
Is that Lonzo?
You have Lonzo and
Henri.
Amri.
Do you guys have a preference? Do you think Henri be more likely to?
What was Roland's?
Made up his mind.
Yeah, see, Lonzo wanted. The note I have says Lonzo wanted to send, favored sending them to Egypt. Did we know Roland's position? Was he anti-Egypt or?
He was not anti-Egypt, but he was basically trying to use a more logical argument rather than I'm an old Ventru and you ought to listen to me, and we're doing what he was trying to stress. Well, if we come through here and we can split them in half, we could split the Muslim armies in half, and then basically a more subtle approach, a more
tactical approach.
More tactical approach. Lonzo is very heavy-handed. He is, damn it, this is what we're going to do. So.
I mean, who do you guys think we should talk to next? I mean, we've got Lonzo, we've got Henri, we've got Tommaso, we have Guillermo, we have Anna.
Honestly, I would say.
Hmm?
I mean, the Ventru, are they prone to any infighting? Could this be an interclan thing?
Don't know.
Well, I mean, these two guys, Roland and Amri, are aides, essentially working for Lonzo.
Okay.
But Cainites, everybody is always out to get somebody else. Whatever is going to help you move up the ladder.
Yeah.
No one is above suspicion of treachery.
Right.
No matter what clan you are, you're all thieving murderers in the end.
Yeah.
So.
Mihaela, did you say you wanted to talk to Tommaso?
Yeah, I think Tommaso might be. Well, first of all, Alonso, I don't think will speak to us. Henri might know something.
I will tell you that Alonso will not speak with you.
Okay.
He is convinced that you're the murderers, and he is not going to help you one bit. So
Maybe I try talking
yeah.
to Henri, and then you try talking to Tommaso.
Okay. All right. So Amri is willing to speak with you. He just really wants to see Roland's murderers brought to justice. What questions would you have for him?
This is where my out of character. I'm terrible at this stuff.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
If you'd like, what I can do is basically tell you what he knows, what he's willing to share with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to roll. Like, I think she's going to try to play on any of the feminine charms she can.
Okay. Yeah. Depending on that is kind of how much he'll tell you. So you can lean on, hey, fellow Ventru. I didn't see you at the convention last year, but or she can go the feminine wiles, however you would like to approach it.
Yeah. Could she use her stunning? Would that come into play here?
Sure.
Okay.
Bat the eyelashes, so.
Okay. So, yeah, she's gonna try to charm him.
Okay. So let's go with I'm gonna say more charisma and performance, and then add in your stunning.
You have no performance. I have persuasion.
Try that, maybe.
Well, she seems more she's trying to flatter him than trying to persuade him. So, what? But tell me exactly how she wants to do it. Is it just hey, I really need help, or is it, or is she trying to sway him to her cause?
Yeah, I think she's trying to, persuade him to open up, and maybe help us find a way to convince Lonzo that we're not the killers and that he needs to be directing his attentions elsewhere.
Okay. Then I will take charisma and performance, and then add in your stunning to it. Oh no, persuasion. Excuse me. Charisma and persuasion. Yeah. Ooh, that's a whole lot of dice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, 3 successes. Okay. He will tell you he doesn't think he doesn't think you have anything to do with it. What he will tell you though is he doesn't share his master's opinion of you, but he would want to talk to you away from Lonzo. What he'll say is that he hadn't seen Roland since after the council meeting on the night of his death. They were supposed to meet later to discuss strategy, but they never met up. He grew a little concerned when Roland didn't show up. But Lonzo told him, "Don't worry." When he didn't return, Omri knew something had to have been up, and that is when they sent the ghouls to go to his chamber and see what happened.
Why does he think Lonzo told him not to worry about it?
Doesn't know. But I did what I was told.
Would Lonzo have any reason to set Roland up?
I don't think so. Unless, and he kind of looks around, he's like, unless there was something about Roland that I didn't know.
Because honestly, he was making the best argument for your cause of any of you.
But he was, which is he was making. Yes, he was, and as Omri kind of thinks about it, he's going, yeah, you're right. But I mean, Lonzo didn't say no, definitely don't go look for him. He just said, he'll be around. He didn't, tell me, that I couldn't go look for him. And that's why we ended up sending ghouls to look for him. But I think he was more still stewing on his anger at Tommaso's stubborn nature, to not follow a wise and learned Ventru who knows military strategy.
Is there a history there? Do you know, like between Lonzo and Tommaso? Is there?
No, prior to this, there really was no connection between them because Tommaso's from Spain and Lonzo is from Germany. So they really, to my knowledge, there's no history between them. Just two stubborn men who each want their way. So. And Omri seems now like, okay, I've kind of said all I can say.
All right. Well, anything you can do to help persuade Lonzo to
Okay.
start looking at other people other than us as the source of his troubles. Excellent.
Okay.
We didn't do it.
He's like, I'm confident you did not do this, and I will speak up for you as much as I can. My master is still convinced you are guilty. Just as a side note, we have about 30 minutes left. So what I want to do is I want to maybe go through like one more person with Mihail, and then I'm going to switch over to Praetor and Iskra, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I just want to make sure we get to everything. So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mihail, who do you want to talk to next?
Well, there's actually two other things I want to do. One is just get a box full of that dust for later.
Oh no.
Okay.
Just-
Sure, you can find a spoon and an old tomato box or something like that. Yeah, you can scoop some into a box if you'd like to. Okay.
like a small box, but
Oh, sure.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
A small funeral urn.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and find Tommaso.
Tommaso. Okay. Okay. You find him. He will
Maybe
speak.
while Zoya's talking to Sita, so Tommaso will do it. So.
Okay. Yeah, Tommaso will speak with you. And he seems much warmer than he did. This is going to strike you as a little odd because at first he had kind of sponsored the accusations against you. But then had kind of backed off on it and now seems a little warmer speaking to you. So that seems odd.
I'm going to try my best with manipulation and persuasion. I mean, kind of flattering him a bit.
Okay.
Compliment
Okay.
his wisdom and actually listening to reason and change his mind.
Okay. All right. Are you going to try to roll something or you want to just go with natural?
Now I'm going to try and roll my persuasion and manipulation. Does my beautiful aspect apply, or?
Of course, I let Zoya do it, so I'll let you do it. So.
Okay, I'm also going to rouse to increase manipulation up to 6. So.
Okay. Okay. Holy crow. 10 successes.
He confesses.
10 successes, everyone.
It was me.
Yes.
Okay.
Lordy.
Okay. Yeah, he says, I know it was strange that I did accuse you, but something had to be done to distract Lonzo. I don't believe the charges against you will stick, and I really was just speaking against you mostly to just keep Lonzo off balance. It worked brilliantly thus far, though, you have to admit.
That is true. Admire your dedication.
The Venture are clearly distracted, and I expect this council will support my position in the end. But as for anything else with this tragic end of Roland, I honestly do not know anything Vision.
Assume he's never heard of Bloodroot, because he's from Spain.
He will say, yes, I have heard of it, that I know it grows in areas where my clan is prevalent, but we are not known as outright murderers of our kind. Plus, what would it gain me to kill one of my fellow council members?
That's true. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Of course. Okay. And Matt stepped away for a second.
Yes.
Okay. So, why don't we switch to Iskra first?
Okay. All right.
You have been given information about where Rodrigue lives, the area he lives in, and you can walk the streets to get there. But she has learned some things in her time. She has learned to move quietly, which has come in handy at many times.
Oh yes.
Let me take a look at your character sheet first.
Go ahead.
And let us see what would be her best approach. And that would not be Layla. That is the wrong character.
No, there's 3 vampires I played. That's not the one I'm playing now.
Yeah, let's take a look here. She has Cloak of Shadows. I honestly think literally just rolling stealth and dexterity will get the job done to get through the small area. And you've basically figured out which boarding house he probably is in. So hold all those dice. Okay, 3 successes.
Yes.
You get close enough to get to the doorway of the place he lives at.
Okay.
It is
it's hide in the shadows over here.
Yeah, it is a small, humble abode, shall we say? Kind of beaten up wooden door. There's one window that has closed wooden shutters. But when you got there, you kind of wait in the shadows and don't necessarily see any movement. Praetor returns.
Okay. Sorry, I had a minor emergency in my daughter's room.
Oh, that's okay.
We were stealthing. I heard parts of it. Usually the wireless microphone extends that far.
Okay.
It's good, yeah. Okay, so Iskra is standing on the porch in a dark area.
Iskra used Dex and Stealth to approach the doorway of the boarding house.
Okay. I'm going to launch that myself. We're not breaking into any place yet, are we? We're just sneaking around?
We're just in front of
sneaking around.
I think that's going to work.
3 successes as well. Okay.
That's good.
So sneaky.
Yep. You were able to get up to the doorway. You find a quiet, shadowy place to hide.
Yep.
And as you are waiting there, let's find what I am looking for. The doorway, the door opens, and a pair of young men step out, and they are speaking quickly in Italian, but it seems like they're probably getting ready to possibly hit a tavern of sorts. Neither one matches the descriptions of your quarry. But they slip out, or they step out They do not slip out. They step out, and they're already kind of laughing. You can smell alcohol in them, so they've probably already been drinking a little bit. But they kind of stagger out, and the door starts to just close slowly.
If I'm close enough, I'm going to grab it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're able to just grab
Just...
it. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I will follow behind her.
Yes.
Okay. You enter into the boarding house then, and that is where you see a young man who does match the description of Rodriguez, sitting at a table, has parchment in front of him. You've seen he's writing furiously and kind of picks one up and is kind of looking at it. His back is to you. So he does not appear to have noticed you yet.
Surround him.
Huh?
Let's surround him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And he kind of just sits up, kind of like, and he's kind of starting to turn his head towards the left, where probably Praetor is.
The man of sinister strikes.
Okay, are you?
No. I know. That's me.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, I just wait for him to notice me.
Okay.
I'm not. We want to talk to him. We don't want to start a fight.
No.
Okay.
Although I can do that if needed.
Yeah.
He turns around and looks at Praetor, and he's like, "Is Praetor keeping his normal appearance?"
He'll keep his cloak, his face hidden
Okay.
as well as he can.
And he looks over and he sees a girl, and he's like, and he just kind of puts his quill down. He's like, "Who are you that you come into my home uninvited?" There's a little bit of a quiver in his voice, though. He
You came
said
into
it.
ours uninvited.
Yeah.
Right.
It's only fair that we return the favor.
What do you mean? And he's kind of trying to push his chair away a little bit so he can attempt to stand up.
You were
I'm going to stop him if he tries.
You were seen at a place where you were not welcome, young man.
And he does try to stand up.
No.
His iron grip
Yeah.
puts him down.
Sit.
He's like, "What do you mean? Where
You were
was I?
present at the cathedral as of 2 nights ago. Why were you there?" I will lean in, kind of letting a little, maybe that diseased flesh show.
And he's like, "It is true. The devil's agents do walk the night."
We are no fans of the devil. We are no
No.
patrons of the devil. Why were you at the cathedral?
I came to Venice seeking to gain entrance to the monastery of Saint Pantaleone. I'm probably utterly butchering the Italian.
Fine.
The Italian, yeah.
I believe there are the dark forces at work everywhere, forces that seek to turn the crusade to their evil will. I have been looking for a way to find you dark fiends. And at last, I was shown the way to your den of Satan.
Who showed you this way? Who directed you towards us?
An ancient, a shadowy person told me where
She?
you're.
Did you say she or he?
He didn't say.
Mm.
You can make a
Is it
roll
they?
though.
Huh?
They, but
Huh.
you can, if you would like to use some intimidation.
Oh, I'm good at that.
So am I.
Intimidation and manipulation
Yeah.
to get them to basically speak that again. Like basically, what did you say?
Repeat what you said. I caught something. I thought let's see.
See how you do. If it doesn't work, I'll try.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
3 successes.
Okay. It was a he. they showed me where to find his den of Satan.
Tell me his name.
Do not know their name. They did not show their face to me. But once the foolish daytime servants allowed me entrance, I did feel their presence sweep past me into the den of Satan. From there, I lost them. But I had gained what I needed, entrance to...
For what?
I must know more about your kind.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy.
You tempt fate, young man. I would advise you to steer a course towards another actions. I want to look around. Praetor wants to look around the room. Iskra, hold him.
No
I want to
problem.
see if there's any. See what he's got. I'm looking for a weapon. I'm looking for the murder weapon.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
see if he's got any kind of sword.
All right, so I'm gonna go and stand behind him. I mean, I know I'm a little small, but I'm gonna push him down and put my arm across, not choking him, but could. You know?
I'm based on your natural strength. I'm not going to make you roll.
No.
He is a thin young man. Okay, so are you looking to basically turn the place upside down?
Yeah, but not violently. So I'll lift his bed sheet. I'll check look under the bed. If he's got, we don't do closets at this time and this kind of thing.
Oh,
So
they have wardrobes.
if he's got a trunk, I'll open it up. I'll kind of be rough, but not I'm not going to throw everything everywhere.
Okay.
Just kind of search.
Wits and investigation, please.
Yeah. Just one. I didn't figure I'd do any good here, but.
No, nothing that you find right away. And he kind of watches you with this kind of smirk on his face as you're kind of searching through.
I will. Iskra, take a second look for me, and I'll hold him.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Wits and investigation, please.
Wits
Yeah,
and
my strength
investigation.
My strength is 4, and
Oh,
plus
yeah.
potence, so he's not going.
You're
anywhere
basically with
else.
your finger.
Yeah, I don't even need my whole. But
Yeah.
he's not going
I did
anywhere.
this
That's all I'm worried
backwards.
about.
Hold on.
Oh, do investigation and wits.
Okay. I did it backwards. Okay. Where's investigation? There's investigation, and we want wits, and we roll.
2.
Okay.
A little better than me.
You, when you're kind of flipping through some things, you do move kind of the straw mattress.
Yeah.
And you see something underneath it that looks like a belt.
I'm gonna go crawl under and grab it.
Okay. You pull it out, and it's an ornate leather belt, and it has a scabbard with a dagger in it.
Oh, I think we found it, Praetor. I hold it up.
And
I'd advise us. I don't really want to touch that. It might still have remnants of. But we have to be certain. And I will hand it to me. You take him.
Okay.
I'm gonna trust this. I'm not gonna. I'll take the brunt of this if it's bad, and I will take the dagger out and try to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the guy down the same way as before with my arm.
I need a. If you want to check it out, I need an intelligence and occult roll, please.
All right, that one's same as my wits and investigation.
Oh.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. 3.
3 successes.
Oh.
This blade looks very Egyptian, based on some of his prior knowledge. And you would think it almost looks like a ceremonial dagger.
Right. Which would be not necessarily an assassin's tool, but somebody who wanted to conduct a ritual type killing would use this kind of blade.
But you don't think an average schmo?
Yeah, and this
would
guy
have
seems like an
this.
average schmo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe with a little more occult lore than your average schmo.
Yeah. He
Um,
will when he
I will put
sees. Okay, go
When he
ahead.
sees it, I was going to say, I'll put it back in and then
Mhm.
hold it up. Where did you get this?
I found it on the body after he was stabbed by the dark stranger who followed me in. If you'll allow me to tell you my tale.
Speak. We are listening.
Mm-hmm.
Once I gained access to the pit of hell, while searching through, I did hear a noise come from an elaborate bedchamber. I crept over there, peered in the door, and saw one of your kind doubled over in pain. He staggered, held his hand to his neck, and his very flesh seemed to grow ashen. He reached for the belt that he was wearing, that same belt, sir, to reach for a dagger. But whatever he had been murdered with by this dark force was too strong for him. I watched him, this man, fall down onto his bed. The dark force swept past me, knocked me over. By the time I had realized what happened, I fled, sir. This pit of Satan was far too much for me, far above my skill, and I fled. That is.
Did you flee with that? Why is it here?
And he kind of looks down. He's like, "Yes, I did take it.
Why?
Artifacts to use in the war against Satan. If I can take this to the church, perhaps they can tell me what this is."
You can try. I don't think you're going to like it.
We will be taking this with us. We will be taking this with us. You, my young friend, I would advise you to consider the life choices you have made and consider making new ones. You mess with powers you cannot comprehend, nor should you tussle with. In only a day, we found you.
Yes.
Think, had you done more, what would have happened to you? Go be righteous in other walks of life. Steer away from the darkness, lest it consume you. Iska, I have nothing further for this man. Do you?
I'm going to get real close to his face and be like, do not cross me. If I see you, it will be a problem.
Now, you can make a roll to cloud his memory if you would like to.
Yeah,
that is
I
something
might.
Iskra can now do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
It is going to be, you're going to take your, let's see, you have 1 in Dominate. So you're going to take your Charisma and add 1 to it.
Okay. So
just 3 dice.
3 dice? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
He technically
don't know how
gets
do
to.
that.
He gets to resist.
Just,
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
he
so that's
gets a wits plus
Charisma.
Resolve. Okay.
Plus
Just
If
add
you have
1
a-
dice to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 more dice? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to do that.
Technically, you can click on Dominate and all that, but let's just keep it simple for right
So
now.
just Charisma and then 1 extra dice.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
3 successes.
And let's see how he does. Let's see. 1. Oh wait, that was a wrong roll.
Try again.
Let me try again here. Way too many. 1. No, he didn't beat you. So okay. So he's already starting to have this look on his face like, what?
We can go now, Praetor.
Excellent. I will take the belt and dagger, and we will leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A very useful trick, Iskra.
It is a useful trick. Gets you out of trouble sometimes.
Okay. So you're gonna now return back to. Okay.
Yeah. We got what we came for.
We're gonna have one final scene.
Okay.
Before we end for the night. Where everyone is gathered again, your secret clubhouse, and you can basically share knowledge.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I haven't been able to find out anything. Khadijah doesn't seem to know anything, neither does Tommaso. Tommaso was we were just basically convenient for him to distract from the whole thing. He didn't really know at any point. I don't think he's involved in Ronaldo's murder. Did you find out any from Sita?
Muted.
Barky dogs.
It's okay. It's okay.
I didn't get too much more information. I mean, Lucita did say that she knows of Bloodroot, that it's very rare, it's deadly to handle, and only a skilled assassin would use it. Would take a trained killer with remarkable abilities to handle it safely. She pointed the finger at the Assamites.
Are there any Assamites that we've seen here?
Not here. No.
Not at the council, but
No, they were not invited. No.
yeah. Yeah. So they would be something to check out, I guess. Henri didn't really have anything else to add. Other than that, he doesn't think that we did it. He said he was supposed to meet up with Roland after the council meeting, but Roland never showed up. And then Lonzo told him, not to worry about it. And they just sent ghouls to look for him. He said there was no history of any sort of, relationship or conflict between Lonzo and Tommaso, and didn't really know of any reason why anybody would particularly target Roland, unless there was something about Roland he doesn't know. So he did say he would try to talk to Lonzo to get him to see, to maybe stop accusing us of doing it, because he doesn't think that we did it, but he doesn't seem very confident in his ability to persuade Lonzo. So
stubborn old man.
But didn't hurt to try. So that's basically all I learned. What did you guys find?
Show them.
I will bring out the dagger and belt, scabbard, etc. We have a witness. Rodrigo
de Navarre.
Rodrigo. He witnessed Roland's murder. He saw who did it, but the person was concealed, and he did not see their face. But he took this weapon off of Roland. So we know someone he snuck in, followed by the shadowy figure who prompted him or instructed him on how to enter the cathedral. So our assassin is somebody who knows the way in, but that doesn't point to anyone in particular. Would an Assamite know how to get in here? What do we know of the Assamites?
Well, they're sneaky, they're murderers, they're generally unpleasant, they have bad body odor.
Oh my.
Who would have the capability, the wherewithal, to hire such a person?
They don't necessarily need to get hired because, I mean, Assamites are very kind of believe in Egypt to be part of their domain, so that might be why they attacked Ronaldo.
Could this have been a I don't know, some sort of warning to Lonzo to avoid going through Egypt? Didn't he favored sending troops through Egypt to split the armies? But
excuse me, that is then why try to frame us, because then that kind of reduces the warning.
If anything, it delays the investigation, which is long enough for the assassin to leave town.
Mihail and Zoya, do either of you want to look at the belt and the scabbard?
Blade, see what you guys see on it?
Sure.
Okay. Zoya, you would recognize it. It probably looks Egyptian, from what you've been told of the weapons that are perhaps used.
I do love a nice weapon.
Mihail, you know exactly what this belt and this dagger is. It is a set-tight dagger.
Okay. I'm not going to tell them that, though.
And that is where we're going to end for the evening.
Yeah. Good point. This definitely looks like an Assamite weapon.
Yes. Exactly. I was waiting to see if that would happen. So
yeah.
And you know what? In perfect timing, the server just stopped.
Yes.
Oh.
Of course.
Okay.
All right.
Nope, yeah, I just died.
Yeah. Did.
Well, you don't need to make any more rolls for the night.
No,
So,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
So how's everybody feeling?
Good.
It was good to go prowl around with Praetor again. Scare
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Scaring people without actually resorting to the violence. But then we have the capability of backing up that violence.
Yes, we do.
So we have one episode left. That'll be next week.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the pieces are coming together for you.
Yeah.
And as the title was, Nothing As It Seems. Yeah. Mihail has some information. I don't think he's going to share it.
You never know.
We'll see. We'll have to find out next week.
Yep.
So before we wrap up, I was gonna see if Jen has any information about the Shattered
Soulstone. It's my podcast, and my husband's the editor. So we've been doing this for a long time. I was one of the original hosts, and then people came in and out, and so now we have just me. And so it's shatteredsoulstone.com. New episodes come out every Saturday. It's about mostly what's going on with, the recent one had to do with Microsoft and laying off all the people they just got from Activision Blizzard. Not all of them, but a big chunk of them. And also the new Season 3 that's up in Diablo 4 right now.
Awesome. Okay. Does anybody else have anything going on they want to mention, plug, anything going on? No? Okay.
No.
Well, then I'll plug my own channel then. We will be back next Thursday night for episode 6, the conclusion of this story. Please be sure to tune in. I was going to say that's an old term. Jump in and watch it, or if you miss it, catch it on YouTube. Tomorrow night, we begin our first Dragonbane game. We're gonna give that a shot with a couple folks tomorrow night, and then Saturday we are finishing up Vaesen.
Yes.
Jen and I are playing Vaesen in that campaign.
Yeah, it's fun.
Lots of other stuff coming up. Once we finish up Vampire, we are going back to Werewolf. Controlled Burn. We'll be back for season 2 at the end of February. So lots of stuff coming up for everyone to watch. Hey, Q was quiet the whole time. Good night, Q. So, thanks everybody who is watching on the stream. We appreciate your support. please, if you haven't given this video a like yet, please go ahead and do so and subscribe. And we will see you all again back next week for the conclusion of season 1. So
Yes.
have a good night, everybody, and thanks again.
Mhm.
Night.